Yo, what's up with y'all boys and girls, man? Hey, it's Jay Briggs here continuing to cook up this NBA action. Y'all know we do here on the Jam Session. We cook up every single game, every single day. Back with the graphics, man. It was a crazy weekend, holiday weekend. I couldn't do the graphics over the weekend, had a lot of moving parts. It was a ton of games over all sports. Woo! A lot of work, man. But back at it, man. Back to regular scheduled programming. We're continuing to try to kick the crap out of the books, betting the NBA. Last week, though, was a monster week for me. Every sport combined. Really solid week in the NBA overall as well. Friday, we swept a 10-game card. The weekend, a little chalky, but, we were able to still make money over the weekend, and we smashed another NBA Player of the Day yesterday with the Denver Chicken Nuggets. Brings us to 13 3-2, last 18 on our NBA Play of the Day. You guys can scoop that play up over at Pickdawgz Premium. And yeah, man, I'm trying to start another week off on the right foot, trying to keep the momentum rolling forward. And as always, man, I appreciate each and every one of you guys watching this video. If you appreciate the content that I do, man, smash that like button for your guys. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And as I always say, if you're rocking with me, rock with me. I'm active on Twitter all day long. There's a link for that in the description below. And of course, I have premium plays over at the site, man. You guys can scoop those up over at Pickdawgz Premium. Best thing to do, hop on something long term. Get every single play that I release, every single sport for the duration of the package that you scoop up, man. Hey, let's keep the momentum rolling forward. Let's continue to kick the crap out of the books. All Access Club members, you're up, man. Hey. Shout out y'all boys. If you want to join the All Access Club, the information is in the link below. Text the number, Jay's Full Court Press. We'll set up a time to talk. And yeah, man, that's what I got going on, man. Let's start another week off on the right foot. Let's make some money tonight. And without further ado, let's hop right into tonight's NBA action. First game up, man, we got the Washington Wizards out on the road facing the Detroit Pistons. Pistons home favorites laying 2.5 points at the crib. Those words really don't even sound right coming out of my mouth. Pistons favored? It's crazy, man. But, hey, these are two of the worst teams in the NBA. Detroit's at home, and I would say they're slightly the better team. I think, roster construction-wise, the Pistons on paper are slightly better than what the Wizards are offering. But am I rushing to bet this game? I'm not. But again, I think the Pistons are slightly the better team, and they're at home. So I kind of understand why the line is where it's at. You see on your screen, they're both 7-9 against the number. Not much there for me. Washington, on the road, their last two road games, they had been competitive. Competed with Milwaukee. Lost that one 131-128. I think they were double-digit dogs in that. And then lost to Charlotte 117-114. That's probably a similar game we're looking at here. They're probably going to lose this game by like 3 points, competitively priced line. Not overly in love with this game, but I do think the Pistons are slightly the better team. I like that Duren's now back in the fold for them. I'm not trying to bet the Wizards out on the road. I think the Pistons do stack a win here. I'm going to take Detroit at home here in the first game of the day. Next game up, man, we got the Portland Trail Blazers out on the road facing the Indiana Pacers. Pacers laying double digits, man, laying 12.5 points at the crib. Hey, I do understand why the line is where it's at, and we are going to lay it here with the Indiana Pacers. Indiana, let's just call a spade a spade. We like this team. We like betting on this team, and I think this is a perfect spot for us to do so. This is going to be their fourth home game in their last 5 games. Comfortable at the crib. We just seen them run the Detroit Pistons off their home floor. 136-113 was the final score in that one. We know they have that knockout power. What have we said about Indiana for most of this season? They can run and gun with the best teams in the NBA, but that also means they can run and gun bad teams right out of the gym. And we've seen them do that against Detroit in their last game. It was a competitive game most of the way through, but late fourth quarter, hey, it wasn't nothing the Detroit Pistons could do. And I think that's what we're looking at here with Portland. It's a terrible spot for Portland. Portland's on a back end of a back-to-back with travel. They were in Milwaukee yesterday, I believe. Were they in Milwaukee? Yeah, they were in Milwaukee yesterday. Had a lead the entire way through. Had a double-digit lead for most of the game. I don't know how they lost that game, in all honesty. I don't know how. But when you lose those type games, now you got to get back up for another game after traveling. It just seems like a bad spot. I think the Pacers absolutely run these boys smooth off the floor. That's just how I see it. This is a West team versus the East team, so these two teams are very unfamiliar with each other. I don't know if the Blazers are going to be familiar with the pace of play that the Pacers are going to try to establish at home. Hey, I think this one is a wire-to-wire ass kicking. I think the Pacers win this game comfortably. I would lay the points with them. Here it on. Next game up, man, we got the Lake Show out on the road facing the Philadelphia 76ers. Sixers laying 5.5 points at the crib in this one. Interesting game we got going on here, man. First, we got to talk about the injury report for the Lake Show, man. Vanderbilt out. Anthony Day-to-Day Davis, game time decision per usual. LeBron, game time decision. Cam Reddish, game time decision. And Rui Hachimura out. Thing is, I think LeBron and Anthony Davis play. They're going to be on the injury report every single game this year, and they're going to play most of them. If they do end up sitting, which I highly doubt, this is a high-profile game. I highly doubt it. I'll update you guys on Twitter, but I'm handicapping as if they're in. Hats off to the Lakers, man. They hooping. They are hooping right now. They've won 4 of their last 5. Granted, we got to kind of question the level of competition, but hey, you can only play who's on your schedule, and they've taken care of business. Thing is, I think this is a very tough ask for the Lake Show going out on the road facing the Sixers. The Lake Show, where have we seen them struggle most this season? Out on the road, mainly against decent to good teams, and I think they are for sure going up against a good team here in Philadelphia. Am I rushing to lay 5.5 with Philly at home in this spot? No, I am not. But do I understand why the line is where it's at 5.5? Yes, I do. Philly over the years has been a really good home favorite. I don't necessarily, again, trust the Lakers out on the road. Here's my thoughts here. When they officially list LeBron and Anthony Davis in, it's probably going to be looking at like Philly 3.5, 4. If you want that 3.5, 4, you're probably going to have to wait most of the day. I feel comfortable saying I think the Sixers win this game by like 7 to 8 points when it's all said and done, mainly because I don't trust Anthony Davis. I've told you guys, this Lakers team has to run through AD, and he hasn't shown me those signs to say that he's ready to take that step this year. You know who has? Joel Embiid. Won an MVP last year at home. I think he uses this as a showcase game to say, hey, I am the defending MVP. You're coming into my building. I think the Sixers get after the Lake Show in this one, man. I think Joel Embiid has a monster day on Anthony Davis's watch, and I think the Sixers win comfortably here. I'm going to lay the points with Philadelphia at home. I got to fade the Lake Show out on the road here in this one. All right, next game up, we got the New Orleans Pelicans out on the road facing the Utah Jazz. Jazz home favorites getting 5.5 points at the crib. We just saw this game the other day, man. The Jazz won the game straight up at home after being down for majority of the game. The Pelicans, they were up most of that game. I had the Jazz as a premium play that day, and I ain't gonna lie, like late third, early fourth, I was feeling a little nervous, and marketing didn't play, but the Jazz got after it late fourth quarter, ended up pulling that game out in the end. We have seen the Pelicans look good in these quick revenge spots. They beat up on my Mavs in a spot similar to this earlier this month, but that was at home. The Pelicans, hey, what have we said about them? We've seen them at home a ton recently. Would they play like 7 straight home games? Now they're finally out on the road. They did beat the Clippers. We were on them. We love to fade the Clippers. But we had the Jazz last game. We jumped off. And I'm going to stay on the Jazz here. Is there an avenue where the Pelicans come in here, get the revenge, and win this game? Of course it is. But am I trying to lay 5.5 points with them out on the road? No, I'm not. The Jazz, what have we seen from them this season? On the road, straight fade. At home, they're all right. They're all right. You see the Jazz on your screen there, 8-8 against the number. I think they compete here again, just like they did the other day. I'm believing that Markkanen probably will play tonight. We'll see. He's questionable. Jordan Clarkson is also questionable for tonight. I'll update you guys on Twitter when I find out about them. But I'm expecting them both to play, and I'm expecting the Jazz to keep this game competitive and have a legitimate shot to win this game in the end. I mainly like backing the Pelicans at home. On the road, laying points with them, that's not really my forte. I'm going to grab the points with the home dog, the Utah Jazz. Here in this one. In our last and final matchup of the night, man, we got a good one. We got the Nuggets out on the road facing the Los Angeles Clippers. Clippers laying 5.5 points at the crib in this one. I kind of understand why the Clippers are 5.5-point favorites in this one. It's not the sexiest of spots for the Denver Chicken Nuggets. Yes, we did cash on them yesterday. They were our NBA player of the day. Shout out them boys. They go stupid, dummy, crazy at the crib, man. Brings us to 13-3-2, last 18 on our NBA player of the day. It was a sweat low-key at the end of that game, man, but they did cover in the end. But they're back out on the road in this one where they have struggled mightily. Like, they have been straight ass on the road. Let's call a spade a spade. On the road where they've struggled on a back end of a back-to-back with travel. Ooh, it's a terrible spot. Like, 9 times out of 10, if this was a team other than the Clippers, I would have to be fading the Denver Nuggets in this spot. But I'm not. I'm actually going to go against one of my spots, man, and take the Denver Nuggets in this spot, and here's why. I went back and looked. The Nuggets own the Clippers. Let's call a spade a spade. They own them. The last 10 meetings, the Nuggets have won 9 of them. They just own these boys. In the one meeting the Clippers did win, it was a 2-point win in Los Angeles. They don't got nothing to stop Jokic, and I don't think they have nothing for him tonight. I actually think some of that momentum the Nuggets established last night at home can carry over into this one. We're getting points with the Nuggets. Mainly in this streak, we've been laying points with them. We've been fading them in those situations, but getting 5.5? Sign me up, man. I'm on the Nuggets in this one tonight. In all honesty, I think they're a live dog. Hell, they beat them 9 of the last 10. What says they can't make it 10 of the last 11? You guys know. Everybody knows at this point. I've been yelling from the mountaintop. Fade the Clippers. The Clippers are not as good as advertised. I think they're the most overvalued team in the NBA. Later on in the season, when the talent has the time to come together and actually gel, yes, this team is going to be a force to be reckoned with. But right now, currently early in the season, I think they're overvalued. And I think the Nuggets are a live dog here. I hate that they're on the back end of a back-to-back. And yes, I know they've been straight ass on the road. But I think this is a spot where they just continue to do what they do, and that's beat up on the Los Angeles Clippers. Give me the Nuggets, plus the 5.5. I also think they're a live dog. I would sprinkle on the money line here in this one. And that's going to conclude this episode of my NBA Jam session. As always, I appreciate each and every one of you guys watching this video. If you appreciate the content that I do, man, smash that like button for your guy. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And as I always say, if you're rocking with me, rock with me. I'm active on Twitter all day long, man. There's a link for that in the description below. And, of course, I have premium plays over at the site. Hey, shout out the Nuggets, man. Brung us to 13-3-2. Last 18 on our NBA play of the day. Trying to keep the momentum rolling forward on that play. If you want it, scoop it up over at Pickdawgz Premium. But the best thing to do, as I always say, hop on something long-term. A 3-day, a 7-day, a 30-day. And get every single play that I release, every single sport for the duration of the package that you get, man. Hop on something long-term. Let me help you make some money over an extended period of time. Hey, for my big bettors out there, for the guys I know out there betting 500, 1,000, 2,500 a game out there in the NBA, I know you exist. If you're a big bettor out there, join my All Access Club, man. I ain't gonna lie to you guys. It's a high ticket to join the All Access Club, but it's gonna pay for itself in just a couple of days, the way we're running right now in the NBA. It's for the big bettors out there. But if that's you, man, text the number in the link below, and we'll set up a time to talk and figure out if the package is for you. This is what I'll say. If you've been in the All Access Club for the last month and you're betting $1,000 a game, you're up like $50,000, $60,000. I got to get the official report from yesterday's results, but it's up there. We're having a really solid month in the NBA. The reason the All Access Club is so good is because I rate the plays from 10 stars to 5 stars to 4 stars to 3 stars. You know about how many units to put on a single game. Yes, my record on the site is my record on the site, but that's at a strict $100 unit bet. All Access Club, that's not the case. I'm letting you know, hey, this amount, this amount, this amount. And with that type of system, you're able to make a ton of money, man. If you're rocking with me, rock with me. If you're a big bettor out there, join the All Access Club. There's a link for that in the description below. As always, man, I appreciate each and every one of you guys watching this video. Let's continue to kick the crap out of the books. Hey, see y'all soon. I'm out of here. Peace.